Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome to Quests and Chaos. I am your DM this evening, Tiana Hansen, and we are going to be playing Swords and Sages. Theoretically, they're actually going to get to the plot tonight. We'll find out. Should be interesting.
Everything's plot.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had some good plot last week.
Oh, is that what the kids call it these days?
We're mumblecore D&D.
I don't get that joke.
Oh man, that's a nerdy joke.
Wow.
Anyway, hello, friends. Welcome to Swords and Sages.
Do we have to defeat the Duplass brothers to win?
First, okay.
Explain this reference
It's
because
Mark Duplass, not Duplessis. But anyway,
There's two of them though.
Yes, there are. Resume. Okay, let's.
Thank you, boss. Glad to. Yes, hello, welcome everyone. We have begun as we mean to go on. I can clearly see that already. Yes, we are playing. I almost said Down Darker Trails tonight. I was like, I'm in the wrong seat for that.
Oh,
We're playing Swords.
even less prepared than usual.
We're playing Swords and Sages tonight. I would give so much to see Wu Ya trying to rope someone from the back of a horse.
Yeah.
Not like
Give us enough bits, we'll make it happen.
epic crossover event? Question mark.
Oh boy.
That would be fun. Okay.
Down Dorker Trails.
Goodness.
Yeehaw.
Yes, before we get started, let me mention a couple friends of the show before we continue devolving into chaos and madness. And Ezra, you wore the right shirt today. I apologize for ever doubting you. We have several friends of the show that we would like to mention. The first one, of course, is Birds of Paradise, run by our own Andrea of the Burbs. The Kickstarter dice are... So all of the Kickstarter dice that do not have the Cardinal as part of their order have been mailed out. I have heard rumors that Cardinal will be arriving at the end of October, and that is when things are going to be moving again. But we'll see. Shipping times be what shipping times be. So if you go to her website, which is in the Discord chat, that is birdsofparadise.com, and you use our promo code in the checkout, which is chaotic, you'll get 15% off of your order. And she has some amazing Arizona themed dice there. I have several sets of them and love them. Ezra has been trying to give himself the third eye with the Seguro dice all day. Yeah. And yeah, there's some really fun dice. She sources them from excellent places. I really enjoy them. We don't roll much of anything else around here. The other friend of the show is Nord Games, which is nordgamesllc.com /3.html. Yes? Did I get that right? Yay. There it is. Thank you, James. Nord Games does phenomenal D&D add-on supplementary material for your home D&D 5e game. Some of their stuff is system agnostic, such as the Settlements book is phenomenal and has some people that you would recognize from the channel. Added some stuff in there, Thomas. Bo also put in the capital city of Uzlium, I believe.
A very, very short version.
A very shortened version, yes.
A taste of illusion.
A little for some. Anyway, I probably said that wrong. Anyway, yes. And if you go to nordgamesllc.com and use our affiliate link, which is in the chat. I'm not saying it again because...
Chaotic 20
to get 20% off of your order. We get a bit of a kickback from it. You get some money off, and you order something from a phenomenal company and don't give Wizards of the Coast money. Everyone wins, except Wizards of the Coast, and that's fine.
It's even compatible with D&D 5.5.
You are never going to lose that joke, are you?
Really, everything.
Not for another 10 years when they finally put out 6th Ed.
Oh.
Did Did you get hooked off of the screen there, buddy?
Yeah, no, I hung myself. Anyway.
Well, as long as it's not like 4.0, we're fine. Yes. Let's see.
4.5 was great.
That was D&D Next. That was the prequel. The
D&D Next was not great.
Mm-hmm.
For this week's entertainment, or whatever you would like to call it, of course, we have us here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. The Redacted Reports is going to be releasing the second interludes episode day after tomorrow, which has some interesting insights. Check it out. It's a great deal of fun. Saturday, we stay tuned for keep an eye on the Discord for Saturday, because Thomas and I are working a job that has us on site potentially until 5:30. So we might be starting later than we usually do. So keep an eye on the calendar in the Discord for any announcements. We'll let you know as soon as we know what's going on with scheduling stuff. And then next Monday, we are off here at Swords and Sages because Thomas and I are working the same job. And we are there until 8 o'clock at night. And I'm not going to try to run a game after that because I love you guys, but I don't hate myself that much. So I think that's all the scheduling. I think that's all of our friends. We are using D&D Beyond because it is a phenomenal tool to help me keep track of everything and do the math for those of us who are a little more number challenged. Hi.
Speaking of that, how's Aaron doing?
I haven't talked to him recently. I don't know. How is Aaron doing?
He's getting better.
Good.
He's getting better.
That is good to hear. Thomas, do we have anything else that we need to talk about?
We certainly do. We're going to first start off with the cards. The deck of inspiration. Our Patreons award us these cards. We have from our very own Squeal the Bard, Dangerous Oil, specifically for Adilla. So, because, dangerous oil can be used for a multitude of things.
I hope it's the illustrated version.
Yes, one of which is it makes your item a magic weapon +1.
I mean, this can work on pretty much any weapon you care to name.
Yeah.
We then have Seth, who was really, really considering Fox's Cunning, or Tonic of Charm, for you old school D&D players, but instead landed on Owl's Wisdom, which is, written with a Sharpie on this Tonic of Charm. Because I have not, gone to Staples.
Are they all just rewritten on Tonic of Charm now that we've retired that card? Is that how that worked? I love it.
I have to ask Thomas, when you do go and get the next printing, can I have one of the ones that have the Foxes thing written on it?
Yes.
It's a collector's item. I want one.
In fact, the patrons have the downloadable PDF.
Ooh.
So they could actually print their own of either version.
Wait,
anyway.
what is Owl's Wisdom?
Owl's Wisdom. Drinking this tonic grants the user an advantage on wisdom checks for 10 minutes. You may also use a reaction to drink this potion for advantage on a single wisdom-based saving throw.
Cool.
I almost said charisma. We then have some bits. Some bits came in while we were streaming.
Your handwriting is tiny. Can you actually read that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Amy. Where's Amy?
We have J Matthews 85 with 500 bits for the keeper. The DM.
Did he say DM?
He said keeper, or the DM or GM. He said GM.
Don't
Say
use
GM?
hate speech. Well, all right. At least he said GM.
He said DM.
Oh, yeah.
The system.
Oh man. Maybe he's my third favorite Twitch user.
Thank you so much, Jay Matthews. I appreciate it, and I will attempt to use it tonight.
So that is one of these for the DM. We then have Duke Fleeg, our very own Grace. Duke, he's our very own Duke. He's the only
more
Duke
a
on the
Will,
channel.
really.
All right, that's a Sitcom joke, Ezra. Way to go.
I actually understood that one. That's horrible.
With 1,000 bits for the players. Thank you so much. We then have Ginger Fury with 500 bits for the players to go buck wild. I don't know if that one goes to Adilla as well, or
Said buck wild, not buck naked. So we'll just kind of see. That's maybe more anybody really in the party.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
We then have Brando Rock 30
Hi, Matt.
with
Oh no.
well,
This is child
500
support.
bits for the shortest person involved in the campaign.
No, first he donated 500 to the tallest,
Oh,
and
That's
then
Thomas.
to the shortest. Now, is this character or person?
It does make a drastic difference.
It does.
It does. And he also says involved in the campaign, and I would argue that I'm in the running for that because I know I'm the shortest in this.
You are
crew.
You are the short. Well, that's why we have to ask if we meant players or characters. Because if it's characters, then it all goes to the players. But if it's
Yes, I'm
people.
tiny, Matt. We know this.
but Rusty is also in the campaign.
Okay, I think he
Iris
means
is
actual
also in
person.
the campaign. We'll back the up.
they're
In the
not
night-
people. Neither of them are people. I'm sorry to break it to
In the
you.
80s Dungeons
don't
and
know that?
Dragons cartoon, the Dungeon Master was quite small.
That's true.
That's also
So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna make a decision like a good director does.
He says it's personal in the
Personal.
chat, so he means it's
he
I'm
means,
gonna give
he means
that
the small.
to the DM.
But then you get Thomas. You get the one
Yes.
for the
And
tallest.
then I
yes,
got the
because
other
you
one.
are by far and away the tallest among us.
Yes.
I also do just want to say that, that taken out of context, the quote, "Congratulations, James, on the huge opening," is
Okay.
Oh
one of my
my
favorite
God.
quotes.
You didn't wander
Favorite
into
dirty
that.
mind. I did not even go there.
Slammed through like a
Wow.
Kool-Aid man.
Wow. Is this the first time Goatsy has made an appearance in Quests and Chaos? Is this? Don't
Drink every
Google
time
that,
we get
kids.
TOS.
Don't Google that, kids. Don't
We
do
will
it.
die if you drink every time we get TOS, dear.
We're not
You
even
know what,
gonna
at least
get
we
to the
don't-
title sequence before we get TOS.
Thank you,
Oh.
Matt. If anyone is curious what Matt is talking about, I am going to play in San Jose called The Great Leap from now until the 17th of October. Just go to thestage.org. And yeah, you can
Actually,
see me in
James,
person.
he wasn't confused because after that he said, and the play is good too.
Ah, good to know.
Yeah.
Wait, you were
You
there?
know what? You might have missed James's huge opening, but you can be there for his end.
Is closing.
Yes.
Is huge closing.
Okay, it didn't quite work.
Nope.
We have one more bit of bits there, Thomas.
So it is 300, which is
Oh no, 200 just got to clean it up.
Oh, there it goes. That is gonna go all the way to Ren, to Tiana.
Thank
the
you very
GM.
much.
Thank you, Brando, and thank you, Moose2271.
Thank you both very much. I feel very special tonight.
So that is 3 and
Hello, everyone, and welcome back from the eternal credit sequence that we have going on.
But what would you do if we just decided to get up this morning and return to Candlekeep without doing anything else in Baldur's Gate is the question.
I figure it out.
Okay.
There's
I feel like
there's a very long way back to Baldur's Gate.
we need that Rose meme from Titanic at the end of that animation. It's been 85 years.
I use that gif all the time. It's a wonderful
Yep.
gif. Oh goodness. Well, welcome back everyone. And Without further ado, previously on Swords and Sages. Have-
We're having a flashback?
You okay?
I'm just dying. Don't mind me.
No dies, please. I don't want to have to replace a player tonight.
Continue.
Excellent. Yes, so they the party has been tasked with figuring out where these weird books that turn into mimic flying things, the gizmo-whatsits, are coming from. And they, after some intensive investigation in Candlekeep, they discovered that the likely culprit is Amber Dune Books in Baldur's Gate. As I throw things around on my table, like you do. And they have embarked out to Baldur's Gate. They stayed at several very interesting inns along the way, met some people who recognized a couple of them, which unnerved the people who were recognized. And now they have arrived in Baldur's Gate. And after meeting with Sabachthani's cousin, they now have a couple of rumors about Amber Dune Books and the current proprietor and the former proprietor, and all of the interesting things that are going on with that. Everyone had an interesting night in one form or another. Mostly it was the good kind of interesting, with the possible exception of Les, who had, well, an interesting night. And we are arriving, we are waking up the following morning, and it is another day in Baldur's Gate. Beautiful, hard to tell down here.
Get whole.
Is it sunny? Is it warm?
It is
cold?
It is an early summer day, but it is an early summer day right on the river. So it is a bit foggy and a little bit chilly, but you get it was pretty warm when you came in the previous night. So you get the impression that this is the kind of fog that'll burn off throughout the day.
This is mosquito weather.
Oh,
You have so many layers on, they won't even be able to bite through.
Don't
I hear-
underestimate their ability to try.
We mosquitoes don't prey on our sort. Woo ya.
I believe we have a bookseller to see, but was your cousin going to accompany us?
Yes, if we'd all like to take a quick detour by the ladies' hall, my lister should be off by now and said she'd be happy to accompany us.
oh,
Always
that was
happy to see you.
That was a fun place. You missed it, Mr. Moreover. It was fun.
I was not there. I did not miss it.
Okay.
Perhaps we should all get going. I'm sure we can pick up some breakfast for those of you who need it along the way.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm trying this thing called intermittent fasting. Janice told me about it last night. So, I'm going to wait until like the afternoon to try eating.
When did Janice tell you this?
Just like in an off conversation.
Oh, you're trying to lose weight?
Did you go back outside?
How long were you unsupervised last night, woo y'all? This is not really a place for children to be running around on their own.
I don't know. I mean, me and Dewey were running around on our own, and people were literally saying they were
Well,
going
that's
to
the
mug us,
buddy
and they
system.
didn't. They were just like they were literally saying in Infernal, Mrs. Moreover, that they were going to mug us, and then they didn't. I don't know why. It was just didn't happen.
I'm not looking forward to Mother's next letter. Well, shall we?
Yeah.
And all of you step out into the streets of Baldur's Gate outside of the Elf Song Tavern. It is, as mentioned, foggy and cool, but not it's a bit cold, but it's not like, oh God, let me make me go back inside type of thing. And the streets are all waking up. You are relatively close to the basilisk gate. I hate that word. So there are wagons coming in and out, and some of them seem to be heading up toward what you would imagine is the upper city, where the Wide is. But you are taking a bit of a detour over to the ladies' hall. Whee! Which is every bit as busy this morning as it was last night. The thing about a church that is also a gambling hall is that people are here all hours of the day and night.
Yeah, and returning to the ladies' hall, almost like unconsciously, like Odila just kind of preens just a little bit.
I'm gonna look and see if that table's still open.
As you are walking along the streets, can everyone give me a perception check, please?
I also roll for Iris.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go with passive on that one.
Okay.
12
Odila
and
has
13 for Iris and Wuya respectively.
Odila has 21.
My goodness.
18 for Sabachthani.
19 for Dewey.
Martin.
And 20 for Rusty.
My goodness. All right. So the group passive is high enough that as you're walking through the streets, Baldur's Gate is never a comfortable place. There's always something weird going on, but the air as you're walking through a couple of the areas of Baldur's Gate seems a little bit tense. There you see little groups of people knotted up and whispering to each other, and they don't give you guys in particular suspicious looks, but they're like shooting glances all around all the time. Not in a you guys got a high enough group passive. This is not a we're doing a furtive deal. It's we're kind of afraid of what might be sneaking up on us.
That's so weird. Like it was super safe last night.
Seems that the town seems to be on edge. Please tell me, Dewey and Wuya, that you did not do anything on your way back to the inn last night.
Nothing.
No.
I swear. They said they were going to mug us, and I said I hope they would, and they didn't.
And yeah, we even let them know that we had a lot of money on us.
Yeah, so much money.
Maybe now is not the time to continue advertising that particular bit of information, given the tenor of the morning.
One of the groups like kind of glances over at Wuya as he proclaims at volume that he has a lot of money. Then just kind of give him a look, scan him, look at the rest of your group, and then turn back to their little corner.
Bye.
Well, maybe we shouldn't waste too much time here.
Yeah, I hear I hear not everyone can get into the upper city.
I don't think it'll be a problem for us.
Okay.
For that group that was staring at us, could I walk over to them?
No.
Excuse me, why is everyone like super tense?
Just like poke them a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly the reaction that you get from the one that you poked. He acts as if you just goosed him, even though you were perfectly respectful. He like jumps and looks down at you and like, well, little boy, that is this is not a good time to be sneaking up on people.
Oh, sorry. I mean, everyone is really tense, and I just wanted to know why.
Well, I guess you'll Why, James, you are so
I
funny.
cast blur mirror image on
There we go.
Okay.
Well, like you're a bit young for this kind of news, but I guess you'll hear it from the criers anyway. There's been a couple of dead bodies found, and they weren't killed in any of the usual ways.
Oh.
Were books involved?
Books, ma'am?
You'd be surprised how often that comes up.
I mean, do you beat them to death with it? Never mind.
Yes.
Stabbing usually, and she'll like take out her daggers.
Book stab you?
2 people
no,
died overnight
the
in
other way.
Baldur's
Okay,
Gate,
never mind.
and
In
this
what
is
ways
news?
did they die?
Well, this is a little bit. It's weird. It's a very odd situation. But apparently, according to the rumors, they look like they were bitten by 1,000 mosquitoes or 1,000,000 mosquitoes and
Oh,
died.
whoa, y'all look over at the moreovers. You're right. I'm sorry. Mosquitoes. Noted.
Told you. Terrible little bastards. Sabachthani is just going to kind of scan the rest of the group, slide her arm kind of around Bless's waist, and just kind of like head off, but kind of bringing him along with her.
Citronella.
Oh,
And lemongrass.
smart. I forgot. Thank you. Anyway, cool. Whoa. So they were just like bitten into like tiny pieces, like parts bored out of them. Little.
No, what looked like was I mean, this is according to the rumors, right, kid?
Mhm.
You're awfully young to be talking about this. You know what? Never mind.
Let me tell this 8-year-old boy just how these horrible deaths happened.
Wait. I mean,
Gruesome.
sir, you said this is Baldur's Gate and like not in the usual ways. So I'm from Baldur's Gate and I know how things can go here. So I,
You are from Baldur's Gate? Oh, I
Yes.
see.
Mhm.
This was part of your cover story.
see, the more you talk, the less convincing it is.
But hey Wuya, our and Adela, our companions are
Yeah.
walking away now.
Okay.
We are not here to solve every single mystery in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
We are already dealing with killer books. So unless these bodies look like they were, trust me, more common than you would think. Unless these bodies look like they were attacked by books, maybe we should move on.
Yeah, or whatchamacallits.
Mm-hmm. Those candy bars are really dangerous. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, and if you see anything, you let me know, okay?
He'll give you a very solemn, straight-faced look, like, absolutely, kid.
Okay. Because with killer books and killer bugs, that's 2 killer bees. Okay? Gotta keep an eye out. Watch out for anything else that starts with it. Watch out if beer is the next thing it could kill you. And then I'm just gonna walk away.
Backwards.
He moonwalks out.
You hear from the little group. Oh gods, I hope the beer doesn't go bad.
Before the rest of the group catches up to us, because Sabachthani has taken off like at a good clip to get distance. She's just gonna lean over kind of into Lester's ear and go, Angel, is there anything you'd like to tell me before the others get here? Or is it better if I don't know?
Well, I didn't want to admit this, but I think Wu Ya's gonna get us all killed.
Oh, well, I'll keep my money on Dewey, and then between the two of us, one of us is bound to be correct.
All right, and then the other 3 catch up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. We gotta keep an eye out for those mosquitoes. And Mr. Moreover, keep an eye out for that citronella.
Oh yeah, these things, that was just a rumor. I mean, those people didn't see everything in person.
This is Baldur's Gate, Odila, okay? There's a lot of weird stuff that happens. Just gotta
because
keep an eye
you
out.
are from here, right?
Oh, yes. You
Right.
gotta start talking like you know you're from here. And once you start like you talk like you know you do.
You're
Hello?
from Baldur's Gate?
Mm-hmm. See? Already working.
I think you're right, Angel. I think you're going to win this particular bet now that you mention it.
Well, that answers
What's
some
the
nagging
bet? Can I get in on
questions.
it?
Unfortunately, this is a particular type of gambling that only the adults are involved with, sugar.
But I won so much money yesterday.
I'm sure you did, as you have loudly informed everyone in the immediate vicinity.
And I definitely didn't put it on the well-dressed man over here because he has more pockets than I do.
I specifically have my jackets tailored not to have pockets. Pockets are proletarian. I will not have them.
Well,
do
they
you
won't know
think-
that until they rifle through.
If one has pockets, one is presumed to be forced to carry things. I do not carry things.
This is true. He has not carried anything in his life.
Except for the
Prince.
dignity of a well-dressed man.
And a tune.
Of course.
Intimate Julep.
Yeah, he carries 2 of those.
Really, those carry me.
So, anyway, we
And
should
here's-
just go. Let's go. I think we should go.
Yeah.
Before we get killed or we kill people, we should go.
I was waiting to see if you were going somewhere with that.
We are going to the ladies' hall with that.
In lieu of anything else going on, you arrive at the ladies' hall, and as I said, it is definitely busy. There's a line of people waiting to go in and do morning, very quick morning blessings, which is to say to throw dice a couple of times and then head back out. So there's a roundabout of people in and out. But Marlista is waiting outside when you arrive, leaning up against the wall, arms crossed, watching people.
Just the wave from a distance to catch her eye as we approach.
Zavakini, darling.
Hello, love. Are we ready for our excursion up to the wide?
I believe we are, and yes, you are all well enough dressed for this.
I should hope so.
I simply must get the number of whoever you have killing people to keep you alive, because you look fantastic, my love, and I will kiss her palm.
You are always so sweet, Lester. Thank you, darling. Right, well, off to the wide with us then. Let's see. There are rules about being up in the upper city. Anyone is permitted to go up there, but you receive a chit, and it is magically tracked. If you don't have it, you get kicked out of the upper city immediately. And if you're found to be there after sunset and you don't have a longer day chit, or you're not staying with someone, you will be immediately removed. So if you have business up there, it needs to be concluded by sunset as the wide is closing.
And Odila will come up to Lester and pat him on the back. Looks like those pockets would have been useful after all.
We are accumulating quite a collection of these things. The security state up here in Faerun is getting quite a claw into things, isn't it?
Well,
Pretty much as soon as I get one, I throw it away.
Or you swallow. That's it.
Well, it's on your person then.
that way.
Yeah.
I'll return it in a few days.
So
Sophony is a
before
key ring that's just chits from all the places we've gone.
probably. Well, when you're dealing with magical items and the high and mighty, all of the rich people live up in the upper city. There just wasn't room down here for the wide, and so.
before we get to the wide, let's do a little housekeeping. Because
All right.
Tumagatora has donated 500 bits for Lester to outlive them all.
He probably will at this point.
Well, it's all based on a skincare regime.
We
I
then
mean, if
have
you're doing a skincare regime, you really got to start getting in between the neck area, because some of those cracks are real deep, sir.
Well, there's not enough SPF for that.
Continue.
the Baroness with 1,500 bits for James's successful opening show.
Speaking of the killer bees, it's the Baroness.
Woo!
Always lovely to see you.
Thank you. That goes on our stack. Hopefully we fight something.
We'll see how things go. So the six of you and 2 animals make your way up toward the gates, and there is a line of people waiting to go up into the upper city. But the line is moving pretty quickly. And before too long, you are in front of the gate guard of the gate leading up to. Is everything all right, Thomas?
Oh, certainly.
Is there a light about to fall on you?
Is that mouse back?
There wasn't a mouse anyway.
I will never forget that. That was so funny.
No, there is a light buzzing, but it's vibrating. So.
Ooh. Okay.
It's the fluorescent light, so it's not like one of our studio lights. It's the
Okay, got it.
It's just an annoyance, not a danger.
yes.
Well.
Right.
All right. So before too long, you are standing in front of the gate guard who guards the gate leading into the upper city. And he looks your group over and says, names and business.
I just point at Wuya.
Hi. So we're here to go to the Wide at Amberdoon Books. Been here before. My name is Wu Ya, and these are some of my compatriots. As you can see, we are of a group together.
He's Baldur's Gate's favorite son.
Well, delighted to meet you then, Wuya. Can't say as I've seen you before.
I haven't seen you before. What's your name?
Peter. And the rest
Peter. Hi. Well, we'll make sure to get on a good first name basis, Peter.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of you? And he points his quill at the rest of you.
Dewey Demetite.
Mm-hmm. Notes that down. How do you spell Demetite?
Just like it sounds. with an AE at the end.
There it is.
Got it. Write that down. Ma'am?
Well,
Odilla
Mr. and Mrs.
Rinaldi here.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. and Mrs. Moreover.
Excellent. And of course, Marlista, I know well. Thank you. And he passes out 6 chits, one to each of you. Has Marlista filled you in on the rules, or I suppose Wuya?
Yes.
They have indeed.
Excellent. All right. Well, make sure to keep them about you. We don't want any trouble today. Have fun in the Wide. And he gestures you through the gate.
They didn't want trouble. They shouldn't have told the children to have fun.
Fair point. The Wide is even this early in the morning, it is a cacophony of sound and color and people. It is extremely busy already, with stalls of pretty much anything that you can imagine in this kind of a world. There is a stall for it. And there are, if you've been to a convention, it's actually kind of similar to that, where there are booths lined up along rows facing each other with backs to each other.
Street fairs are so pedestrian.
Well, good thing we're just looking for one bookshop. Marlista, you had a bead on where this place is?
I do indeed. Right this way, my dears.
Wonderful.
And she leads you. It's a bit of a hike from the gate. It's actually at the farthest point away from the gate that is in the Wide. Way off in a little corner. And as you're walking along, there's, various, they seem to be kind of grouped by type of things. So you pass a row of clothing stalls, you pass some weapons and armor, you pass a couple of toy stalls. And there are several book stalls, some of which seem to have some very expensive books, judging by the couple of guards that are standing in front of them. But Marlista continues walking, unless anyone wants to stop and look at stuff.
Maybe after we're done.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, in fact, if Odilla sees any of particularly kids like trying to wander, she'll get them in mind. Yeah. Do not make me put a leash on either of you.
We'll be coming back. I know that.
Yeah, I haven't had new clothes in, I don't know, a while.
That does explain the gap between the tops of your boots and the bottom of your trousers. It's very unbefitting of a child of your age. We should, Lester, you have a tailor up here, don't you? We should maybe stop by before we leave.
I would not have a tailor in Baldur's Gate.
Surely you know someone who does, though.
Dewey, get yourself to Waterdeep. That's where the good tailors are.
That is true.
These pants are made for Waterdeep.
puns are below you, son.
Are we almost to this bookseller yet?
Yep. That was horrible. I love it. Yes. So you are definitely in one of the more dingy isn't the right word because no area of the wide is truly dingy, but this is a little bit of the lower class areas that people hang out in, which is why they're off on the fringes, well away from the gate.
As we walk up, I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
As a ritual, but using my special spell book that lets me cast it as a regular spell.
Oh my gosh! We're catching magic already. Goodness, it's so early in the morning, though.
Yep. So I can do this once per long rest book.
I know. I told you that.
Who are you talking to?
I forgot if we can hear this book or not.
Yeah, can we? I don't remember.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a telepathic bond between him and the book.
Got it.
Does the book have a name?
The book has not been given a name.
Okay, good. The book. All right, yeah. Okay, book. I'm just gonna call it book.
The book?
Book. Just book.
It's book.
Okay, book.
Book. I like that. I'm book.
Yeah, book. Let's cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. Close your eyes, Lily.
I close my eyes.
And as you do and cast that spell, you feel a little bit of warmth across your eyes. That is the indication that Detect Magic has been cast.
All right.
He's talking to books.
Angel, we've murdered a half dozen books since we've been to Candlekeep. Talking to them does not seem like it should raise an alarm at this point.
I mean, maybe we should put it down.
That's not very kind. It hasn't done anything that we know of yet. Shouldn't we
It's
at least...
probably mentally dominating that poor, stupid child.
I take it back. I want to cast something else.
Knowledge is power, sweetheart. Just let him have his fun with his book.
And why are we giving power to 12-year-old boys?
He's 15, Angel. 16. That's right. He just had a birthday. Again.
Yeah, I'm practically a man.
Oh God, Dewey just got hit by the Jensen disease.
Oh man.
Son,
okay.
Talk to me when your tadpoles have dropped.
Melissa, I don't suppose that you're in the market for a slightly used adventuring party, are you?
Or some sort of evil talking book.
Sadly, I haven't a need for such a thing at the moment.
Well, let's continue. If I had known we were going to be walking this far, I would have brought the hiking boots instead of the platforms, but that's all right.
I'm terribly sorry. And Dewey, as you're walking through this section of the wide, there's flashes of magic everywhere. Some of them are stronger than others. Most of them look like they're the wares. So there's magical items like rings and staves here and there. A couple of books that have the same markings that like Mordenkainen's had, where it's like the book isn't magical, but it has magical things in it. Things along those lines. Nothing sticks out as being particularly unusual, though you do see some of the same kinds of charms that you saw back at the Dancing Badger. These ones look like they are to resist rodents and bugs.
Do I happen to see any cloaks?
You see a few.
Because I do have a magic cloak on.
You do.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to make a note of where they are so that later I can come back.
All right. So there's a couple of stalls that have racks of cloaks, and a couple of them have racks of magical cloaks, and you note those in your mind as you're moving past them. So you'll be able to find them again very easily.
There's so I am gonna whisper to the group like, wow, there's a lot of magic items around here. Like that stall has some rings, I think, and that there's those cloaks are magic over there.
I
would have expected there to be quite a few magical items up here, Dewey.
Well, yeah, I mean, They're right here for anyone.
To
Like an
buy.
8-year-old boy.
Yeah, you do have to buy them still, do we?
Right. Yes, of course. Of course.
That's right. You haven't left Candlekeep in 8 years.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Wow, in 8 years I was born.
We have done this math numerous times prior to now, I believe.
Are we to this bookseller soon?
I
Hey,
certainly
we
hope
refill
so.
my
Detect magics.
canteen or something. My water skin.
I would have cast it pretty close because I wouldn't want it to
Yeah.
wear off before
Sure.
we got there.
Absolutely. And you do note those things that are within like 3 or 4 stalls of a stall that has a little sign next to it that says Amber Dune Books in very nice flowing handwriting. And there, even though this is way out and kind of in the middle of the boonies, there's like 5 or 6 people perusing the various wares. And there are 2 people behind the counter who are talking with customers and looking through books, completing transactions. And it's a bustling little place.
And approaching the stall, Odila just very casually, lightly places hands on her 2 daggers. She doesn't bring them out, but just like, on the handles to be a little closer to be able to whip them out.
Absolutely fair. And you were waving Rusty around?
I'm going to send Rusty around the back just to see, to maybe pop into his eyes and have a look around.
Okay.
Not like into the stall, but kind of around to listen to see if there's shady deals happening in the back.
Okay. I mean, much like most of the rest of the stalls, it is basically like think of like a canvas tent with 2 poles, and then the back wall of it is covered in bookshelves. And you get the impression that these things are hauled back and forth every day. So
That's what Tensor's floating disc is for.
if you have such a thing, yes, that's very helpful for things like that. And winging backpacks at geese.
Oh, excuse me, shopkeep. I am very interested in purchasing a whatchamagigget.
Odila just like puts her hand to her face.
Okay. The woman
Or is it a who's a whatsits?
Hmm.
I think it was a whatchamacallit.
A whatchamacallit.
So the woman that you're speaking with is a fairly tall woman. She's not quite as tall as Sabachthani, but she is quite tall. Brown hair, brown eyes. She's wearing a bit of a hood, and a little bit darker skin. And she looks at you, and her eyes just narrow a bit. And then she smiles, but that smile does not come anywhere near her eyes. Well, I'm afraid that what we sell over here are books, not who's a what's it. You might want to try some of the tinkerers.
Well, no, we were recommended this stall from someone who purchased one not too long ago and said they bought it here.
Well, if someone recommended a book here, we can certainly try to find another book similar to it.
And
Well,
Odila steps up. I think what my compatriot was trying to say is that the 5 of us are trying to get into Candlekeep. And as you know, Price of Entry is a book that is not in their collection, which has proven more difficult than we expected. We've had a couple of attempts, and unfortunately our books didn't pass. But we were told of a few successful entries from books from your stall. And so it seems you have quite the unique collection, and obviously I wouldn't presume that you would know what is in the Candlekeep collection, but you might have an idea of the rare and unique.
Well, the rare and unique, we have a few of those, not terribly many, because, well, as you can see, and she gestures to where they are in the wide, we are not exactly the higher level booksellers, I'm afraid. You may want to check some of those.
Oh, but they have such common items. I mean, even the rarities they have are more likely to have come from common sources, whereas a place such as this certainly has connections to more unique items.
And the woman leans back a little bit and crosses her arms, looking at the five of you, because at this point Marlista has drifted away. She's done what she came here to do.
Yep.
She'll give you a little salute, Sabachthani.
Oh yeah,
I would
Sabachthani's
also have liked to have
have
drifted
fun
away.
being away. Yeah.
The DM refuses to run 2 DMPCs right now.
Yeah. Nope.
And what is Dewey doing?
Dewey also wants to slide away so that he's not part of this group at the moment. And he's going to find somewhere to park and go into Rusty.
Okay. We'll resolve that in a second.
Yep.
All right. So the woman looks at you, Sabachthani, and then looks at you, Odillo, and Sabachthani, and Lester. The only one who hasn't spoken up at this point is Wu Ya. And
He's a child.
yes.
I
Looks
think
at all
she
of
can
you.
See that.
Hmm?
I think she can see I'm a child. That was very redundant.
Well, that is not the definition of redundant, but you were perhaps looking for the word obvious, and now you've broken that spell, Wuya.
Oh, was I supposed to not be a child?
You were supposed to be silent.
I didn't feel any silence being cast. Do you know magic?
Back to the business at hand.
As the old riddle goes, no sooner spoken than broken. Right. So, as far as unusual books go, I'm afraid that I think Candlekeep may have what we had that was unusual and different.
Well, not anymore. They turned into monsters and killed people.
Lester, Angel.
Lester, roll me a perception check. Actually, everyone who's looking at her, roll me a perception check, please.
That's a 19.
Jesus, literally nothing over a 10. So 13's all around for
Wow.
me and Iris.
Yeah, my passive is 16.
Okay.
24.
Her eyes flash gold for a second. Just a second, just the bare skin of a second. And then she kind of like leans a hand on the table and leans forward and says, I think we may wish to speak in private.
Of course, I'm very interested in purchasing one of these books.
Come with me. And she actually leads you around toward she comes out of the stall and comes around toward the back, very much in the direction where that Rusty just went. So we'll go over to Dewey and Rusty here quickly. Dewey, did you post yourself up anywhere in particular while you're blind and deaf?
Here's where you lose all your money.
Near a pole, and hopefully, so it just kind of looks like I'm kind of leaning against a pole.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping nobody pushes me over.
Fair enough. And so Rusty scampers around behind the back of the stall. Can you roll me a stealth check for him, please?
20, dirty. 30, 20.
A dirty 20. All right. So this little fox goes bounding around the side and like noses his way under the bottom of the tent just to try to get a view of what's going on, and sniffs around. It's right on the edge of an alley, so your nose is not as good as Rusty's, but you're still assaulted by that sense that's coming through him. And you can hear low voices in the back room. Can you roll me a perception check? I don't remember if you use your stats or Rusty's for a familiar.
I don't know either.
I believe it's Rusty's.
I believe it's Rusty's.
Okay, I've never played with familiar, so I'm not sure.
11.
You're unfamiliar with familiars?
Yes.
Bottom. Well done.
So 11.
Okay. You can't quite make out what they're saying, but I will give you this. You get the sense of nerves and tension all of a sudden.
Like suddenly coming on, or similar to down in Lower City?
So as he's like nosing his way under, you can hear a murmur of conversation from the front, and then the sense of tension ratchets up.
Gotcha. All right.
And then he starts to hear footsteps coming around.
I'll hide.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
21.
Okay.
And Rusty is hiding. I'm still against the pole.
Okay. Rowan's dice are very nice to you guys tonight.
Oh dear. It's concerning.
I mean, I'm being very genuine. I rolled a nat 1.
Nice.
So this woman leads the four of you around the side of the tent, and the more observant among you might notice a little flick of a tail just because you were looking for it. She does not see it. And then once she's behind the tent and away from the rush, she's going to turn on Lester and say, "Right, what do you know about those?"
Well, I'm looking to buy one.
Why?
Why do you presume anyone would wish to buy a book that can kill someone?
That wasn't their actual intent.
Well, that's what they've been attempting. So what was their intent?
You found them in Candlekeep?
Several of them, in fact.
Gods.
One of them attempted to attack an avowed.
Hells. Are you here, what, officially?
Semi-officially.
Depends on your definition.
Hmm.
We're here to make sure there isn't an official visit.
The idea behind them is protection. Kind of similar to a mimic, but they follow directions very well in general. But if one broke and attacked, they must not have eaten. Damn it!
I believe they did, the thing did say it was starving.
Yes, it tried very heartily to convey its hunger.
But
It's the one
so
I've
you're
buried.
suggesting that if we just fed the books, everything would be fine.
Perhaps you can just let us know, well, how they were supposed to function and to whom you sold them before.
And why?
Yeah.
Well, if Candlekeep is looking into this, my little stall is not going to last for very long. Right. We're going to be shutting down at dusk tonight. And I would very much like to speak with you in our lodgings.
Of course.
And where would that be?
And she'll give you directions to where it is. Actually, like take a piece of paper and write them down in a surprisingly good hand, and gives them to you. Our intent wasn't. We're not trying to hurt people. That's not what we're trying to do.
Who's our?
Well, those of us who run Amberdune.
Well, we will go get our chits extended.
Oh,
and
you
see
won't need that. We don't live in the upper city.
Oh.
Oh, good, because I threw mine over there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a from the description that you get, it is a dilapidated hovel in the Blackgate district.
Got it.
Now, I want to impress upon you that we don't necessarily want any trouble here.
Oh, good. I would very much prefer to avoid trouble.
We just want to make sure that there's not going to be another incident at Candlekeep.
I think, well, we will speak more tonight. I have more work that I need to do, but I think, yes, we will speak this evening.
All right.
We will even provide dinner if you wish.
You
Oh, we
are
wish.
too generous.
Well, it behooves me to make friends with people who are attached to Candlekeep. I would like to continue doing what we are doing, and it's hard to do that when the greatest library on this plane is out for you.
We have bacon.
She gives you a long studying look. Many of my group also like bacon. We have bacon.
Yay! Okay, well, I look forward to dinner, for I am just a child.
We'll see you this evening.
The woman gives you, Wuya, a very long studying look, just up and down, just a child. Certainly. And I am just a woman. I am Corvala.
Wow.
Pleasure to
That's
make
great,
your
because we were led to
acquaintance.
believe you were a Lamia.
Right. We do have a lot to talk about. I will see you this evening. We will be closing down here at dusk. We should be there about a half hour after.
Wonderful. We'll see you 45 minutes after sundown.
Very well. Enjoy the rest of the wide. You have the chit and the ability to wander.
Any particular recommendations where we could get clothing for a quickly growing teenage boy? Not this one.
Because she immediately looks at Wuya like,
Yeah.
you're a teenager?
Yeah, not this one. Another companion of ours.
Ah. Well, there are a couple of very good clothiers a little ways down.
Excellent. Thank you for the recommendation. Shall we?
And if you tell them I sent you, they may even give you a discount.
So once we leave and get far enough away, well, first of all, where is Dewey?
I think I saw Rusty skirting about, so we should probably go make sure that Dewey is conscious.
Who's Rusty?
Oh, bless.
Rusty's gonna come out and try and trip less, running
Make a
through his
dex
legs.
saving throw.
Yeah.
This is how I
it's-
get my bonus hit points.
Rusty, make me an attack roll, and Lester, make me a dexterity saving throw. We'll see how the dice fall out.
See what? Hold on. A familiar can't attack.
Okay. I'm looking for an attack roll because that tells me how well he gets between the legs.
14.
Yeah. Rusty tries to dart between his legs, but Lester.
We've already established that I am an excellent dancer.
This is true.
Excellent. So he seems to not even quite see Rusty, but he does this beautiful little turning step that brings him around the fox and back into his step. Because he rolled a nat 20 on that dexterity saving throw.
Odila will bend down to Rusty. Dewey, we need to talk.
What? He's talking to books. You're talking to vermin.
I talk to Iris sometimes.
Well, bone birds, I understand.
They're very good conversationalists.
Sabachthani has walked back around the first wall and is doing a scan to look for Dewey.
Oh, I don't see him.
It's another
And I will
24, so
Good gods.
it's fine. I'm burning all the good rolls now, apparently, on spotting
apparently.
random stuff.
You do spot Dewey leaning against the pole, making no attempt to hide himself.
No, I mean,
And with that particular roll, you can see that his eyes are white.
yeah. I'm just gonna walk over and like lean next to him because I know that he's probably in Rusty, and so I'm just gonna wait for him to come to.
So I pop back out. Ah! Whoa.
How are things?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's
Check your purse, make sure it's still there.
You think that's shocking? They're calling this silk. Gate.
We reunited yet?
Odila, as you're walking past the Amber Doom bookstall, can you run me a perception check, please?
Yeah. 17.
Okay. As you're walking past, you glance over because the young man who is behind the counter is expounding forth on the virtues of this particular book that he's holding, and you hear him say something about limited edition, only about 100 of them. And you glance over, and it's the book that you've been finding in all of the places.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Odila will hang back and see what happens with the sale.
Okay. The person that he's speaking to is doing that nod along thing that you do with merchants, where it's like, I'm not actually interested in this. Okay, you're still going. That kind of nod, and eventually is able to walk away.
And she'll approach. You said this was a young man?
Yes.
Well, young man, you were quite persuasive. I'm sorry you did not make that sale, but I certainly was interested. Could you tell me a little bit more about the book?
Oh, do you read Liliana Elliott?
I have just recently started picking up a few.
Oh, she's one of my favorite authors pretty much of all time. And this is one of the limited edition books of her very first book, The Tears of Argus.
So Odila will take out a dagger and use it to flip through the book and maybe slightly poke it.
Ma'am, please don't.
Oh, don't worry, I'm very interested. So
it ruins the. Okay.
Consider it almost mine.
Okay.
Consider it almost mine.
So she'll give the tiniest of pricks to see if anything happens.
Roll me an attack roll if you would.
Yeah.
I've got inspo if you need it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm gonna definitely use a luck to re-roll that. Oh yeah, nat 20.
There it is.
So you as you are deftly using the dagger to open a page, you flip your wrist sideways and poke the binding of the book with the tip of your dagger, and it growls. It doesn't attack, but it growls and kind of shifts in his hand, and he's like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna need you to set that one aside for me. Do not try to sell it to anyone else. And this evening we might talk a little more about this one. If you speak to her, and she'll point to whoever we were speaking to before.
Corvala.
What? What's the name again?
Corvala.
She'll fill you in on that.
And the young man looks over at her, and Corvala just watching the whole situation with her arms crossed, one eyebrow hiked up to her forehead, watching when the boy looks at her, she just nods a little bit. Right, yes.
He'll put down a gold and say, "This is to put it on hold."
Okay, and he will carefully wrap it in a piece of cloth, and then slip it into a little cubby and take the gold. And your name, ma'am?
Odila Analdi.
Make me an insight check.
Okay. 18.
There's the tiniest flash of recognition in his eyes when you say that name.
And she'll kind of cock her head. Are you familiar with the Analdi clan?
A little bit. Actually, yeah, I think you're right. I think we have a lot to talk about tonight. I'll save that for you. And I guess we're gonna be seeing you in the hideout tonight. Great. Fantastic.
Hmm. And at that, she'll rejoin the group and say, Dewey, have you been filled in on the situation here?
Yep. Thanks for Rusty.
That's Rusty. The vermin.
Rusty looks at you in the face. Sticks his tongue out.
Not to be rude or anything to our fine host, but I do not trust them. So perhaps we might split up some watches of the booth during
Oh, yes. Absolutely. No, there's definitely something going on there, and I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I have several guesses that I'd like to be wrong about.
I'll take the first watch, says Wuya.
Damn it.
Nope. I'm gonna go shopping.
I will take the first watch.
Excellent.
I'm gonna
Excellent job
go-
there, Ezra.
Terrible.
I'm gonna go shopping.
All right.
I'm just a child.
Wait, is he actually changing forms during this?
Yeah.
In front of us?
Yep.
And this is the first time we've seen it.
Wuya's gonna pivot swivel on that.
I think you need to go a little higher in pitch. Right now, you're still more in the old man register. You just gotta raise it up just a little bit, you know?
Dewey, would you care to go shopping with me for a little bit?
Yeah, I could use some traveling clothes.
Yes, I'm looking for some items to expand my wardrobe as well. Let's go this way. We should be able to get a discount. Adila, I'll be back here in 2 hours to take over.
Miss Inaldi, I'll stay with you a distance over there in disguise, on watch as well.
As long as it's not in disguise as me.
I am not an artist to that level, I assure you.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going shopping with Iris.
You're welcome to come with us if you like, Wuya.
I'm good.
Keep one hand on your purse.
And perhaps do not announce how much money you have on you.
Oh, no worries. No one's gonna rob a child.
Why would I ever want to be him?
That is an excellent question. Odila and Sabachthani Dewey and Sabachthani, is there anything in particular that you are looking for, or are you just going to go and find some decent clothes for the kid?
Truly, Sabachthani's priority is to help Dewey find some better fitting clothing. She will also browse while she's about in case anything catches her eye, but like her husband, she has her own places that she goes for things usually. So
Okay.
Baldur's Gate.
Well, before we go into the shopping montage, how about we go ahead and take a break right now?
Cue the montage music.
So we're gonna go ahead and take a break real quick, and we're gonna have this. We will be back as soon as 6 people can use 6 bathrooms. I am completely not here today, apparently. I apologize. But we will be back shortly. Thank you so much for joining us. Please stick with us.
You'll be back. Soon you'll see.
Hey everyone, I wanted to take a moment and thank you for watching and supporting us. It's challenging to produce this content week after week, and your support really does make a difference. In fact, all of your support we call Tavern Upkeep. We have a monthly goal that we need to reach in order to maintain and to grow. We have currently set this at $1,500 per month. These funds go to purchasing and shipping giveaways, game and game accessories for us to use on the stream, and a portion of the rent here at the studio. We are asking you to help us reach that Tavern Upkeep goal every single month. There are many ways to contribute. The Patreon is the best bang for your buck. As a Patreon member, you are part of the Guild of the 5 E's with access to work-in-progress RPG supplements, the Patreon-only Discord channels, and a space to play in our Guild of the 5 E's D&D campaign. The higher-level patrons can even affect the outcomes of our streamed games by awarding players with cards from the Deck of Inspiration. Another way to support us is by donating bits during a live stream. For each 500 bits donated, an inspiration coin is granted to the players or the GM. There are various effects based on the game system, but in Call of Cthulhu, 1 inspiration coin is 1 reroll. On Dungeons & Dragons, a single coin can be used to add a d6 to any d20 roll, and 2 coins may be added to redeem for a random draw in the Deck of Inspiration. Subscribing on Twitch, whether it's a tiered subscription, a Prime, or a gift sub, helps us fill in the Tavern Upkeep. You get access to Twitch emotes, subscriber-only Discord channel, and a second entry into every on-stream giveaway. The last way to help us with our Tavern Upkeep goal might be the easiest. When you enjoy our content on YouTube, turn off the ad blocker. We put ads in every 30 minutes, so it's not too annoying, but that ad revenue really does add up. With all of that said, the most important thing we can ask of you is to join us live, on replays on YouTube, on podcast, on social media, and the Discord. We are grateful for every member of this community, and we would like to see it continue to grow. Tell your friends and share a link. Thank you.
And we're back. Welcome back to Swords and Sages, everyone. We took a break, right on the verge of going on a scintillating shopping adventure montage.
Because why would we finish the module when we could go to every stall that Tiana has to invent off the top of their head?
Thankfully, Candlekeep actually gave me some.
Oh, that's no fun. I'll try harder next time.
I know, dear. All right. So the first group out, I believe, that we were going to follow was Sabachthani and Dewey. So y'all are looking for clothing shops, and there are quite a few clothing shops, especially when you wander into a particular row of the wide. There are clothiers everywhere. There are colors, the entire gamut of the visible spectrum, and you get the impression that with some of these, there's colors that you can't see. There's a whole lot of everything going on here.
I will look for one of the ones that Kravala seemed to indicate, just because why not take a recommendation?
Sure. One of the ones that she recommended is a little bit closer to her end of the wide. There's still a lot of bright, vibrant colors, and it looks like everything is well made, but it's not like the flamboyant fashion of further down the row.
Excellent.
And the shopkeeper greets you. Oh, hello, ma'am, young sir. Welcome. How can I help you today?
We need to get this fine young gentleman better suited for he is indeed a growing boy and needs something to grow into, as it were.
Yes, I am looking for some general traveling clothes, preferably with, room for my pecs, and my arms move while I'm fighting.
He does do a great deal of heavy lifting.
I'm just looking for some
He's very young.
travel clothes, to blend in with the night while I'm traveling.
Do you have a particular environment that you'd prefer to travel in, dear?
Like forest type.
Well, I think we can get you well equipped in that area. Come in. So the shopkeeper it's hard to tell with elves, but she reads as being older. Like she has the blonde hair that's graying. And she exudes that kind of grandmotherly air to her. So she gestures you inside and like, all right, hold still. And she pulls out a measuring tape and begins, now hold still, and begins measuring every measurement you can possibly imagine. She takes it very quickly. This is someone who is very good at what she does. And she kind of, right.
Dewey's inseam gets its first attention.
I was waiting for someone to make the inseam comment. I knew someone would. All right, changing room is right over there, and I'll bring you some things that I think will fit you. Let's see. And so she brings you an assortment of trousers and tunics that she thinks will fit you and are in foresty colors. So there are browns in there and grays and greens.
Cool. I like the grays part. Right now I'm kind of in like this powder blue leather kind of outfit, which is weird. So definitely looking to get rid of that.
It is a little bit little old Fauntleroy.
And the elf chuckles at that. It is a little bit much, isn't it? Well, come out, young man. Let's have a look.
Come out. I am, with the cloak over my arm, so I don't let that out of my sight.
And she walks around you and does a couple of adjustments to make sure. Yes, this fits you quite nicely. All right, what do you think about these?
These are great. How much are these?
Gods, I forget how much traveling clothes are. 2 gold?
2 gold.
Cool.
Yeah.
They're 2 gold.
Oh, perfect.
Korvala was right. You did hook us up immediately.
Oh, you're friends with that delightful girl.
We are indeed. She gave us a strong recommendation that we should come here.
Well, I will have to bake her little group some scones later today. Well, yes. Did I say 2 gold? I meant a gold and 5 silver.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Thanks, Bethany.
Of
You
course,
mean
darling.
Mrs. Moreover.
There it is.
And so I make sure to get, in the deeper, grays and, something that doesn't clash with the cloak of the manta ray, which does have, sort of the blacks and the very deep gray.
Yeah. So this is a gray that's edging toward black, but isn't quite there on the darker side, and then edging a little bit toward that like manta ray blue that you see. So it's actually a very dashing ensemble when you have it all together.
Yeah. Excellent. Your heart out, Les.
Be careful if you say that. He might take you up on the offer.
Oh.
All the colors of the gray rainbow.
I just like that apparently Dewey is getting ready to grow up into Donovan.
Oh no.
He's going to start taking levels in Rogue.
He's going to be either Donovan or Sebastian. I'm calling it now.
Are you insinuating that I have as many character choices as I do voices?
I am insinuating nothing, sir. Says the cleric main, who only played bard because they get the same cleric spells.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I need to do. I just needed clothes. Just needed regular clothes.
Just clothes. Cool. So yeah, the woman takes your payment and pats you on the shoulder, Dewey, and it's like, it's all right. You'll grow into it.
I'm gonna take 2 points in strength at 4th level just to lift more than Booyah.
Damn. As we leave, Sabachthani will just turn to the shopkeeper and be like, perhaps you would be willing to offer a recommendation. I'm looking for some magical items. If you have a particular vendor you think I should go to who's not going to try to scalp me.
Well, what sort of magical items are you looking for, dear?
Oh, just the usual bits and bobs, things for containing magic, maybe holding it over for later, that sort of thing.
You're looking for that sort of thing. Well.
Yes.
All right. And she looks you up and down and seems to make a decision. Right.
Most people do.
Yes. My brother actually runs a jewelry shop.
Perfect.
He's over in the jewelry aisle, and that's about. And she gives you directions. It's called Gems for All.
Lovely.
He's not good at naming things, I'm afraid.
You don't have to be good at names if your product speaks for itself.
This is very true. And he does have ways of getting a hold of some interesting things for interesting customers.
Well, I can certainly provide the interest if he's got the goods.
Excellent. All right. Well, have a lovely day, young sir, ma'am.
Thank you kindly.
Bye.
We will take off, and I will go head off to do the rest of my shopping and gossiping. Hopefully within 2 hours before I have to come back to Odila.
Well, we'll cut away from you from you two for the moment and go check in on Wu Ya. And you find the first thing. Well, as you're wandering Wu Ya, you get a sense of this place as this. I mean, every city has its own personality, right? The Wide is its own personality within Baldur's Gate. It is a sense of temporary because it is put up and taken down every day. Everyone is generally in the same spots every day. You get the sense that people stake their spot and live there. But you get a sense from observation of the ebb and the flow of the area. And as you are ebbing and flowing with it, you catch the distinct smell of a flower shop.
And I will stride up over there and just be like, go over to whatever shopkeep I find and be like, excuse me, do you have any peonies?
Peonies. Ah, yes. One moment. Do you want peonies by themselves? Do you want them with something else? What are you looking for, young man?
Oh, just a collection of peonies would be really nice.
All right. Come in. And she gestures you into the stall as she begins moving through, plucking out the best of the peonies that she finds and holding them in a small bouquet.
Oh, this is excellent. Yes. Ooh, I really like that pink one there. It's very vibrant.
Is that the one that you would like, or do you want all of them? What are you looking for today?
Yeah, a few of those pink ones, a couple of the reds would be nice. And it just, a nice little bouquet would be very fine.
All right. That'll be 2 silver for a bouquet of this size.
2 silver. Okay. I will convert that in D&D Beyond in a second because I don't technically have 2 silver.
I am not someone who will that annoys me when people try to do that.
But yeah, I will pass it off, and as I continue to go shopping, I will take one of the pink ones and just snap off right at the give it about a good, I don't know, inch of stem, and then place it within one of the ribcage slots of Iris. And then I will take a red one and then just do similar, slightly longer in length, and just tuck it behind my ear and continue to walk with my bouquet as I look for a bookstore of seeing if not a book, a bookstore, but a particularly of any books of any sort that I just messaged you about.
Yeah. So your wandering takes you into some interesting corners of the Wide, not terribly far from the Amberdune book stall, a little more what could be reasonably called the more shady side of the Wide as you're looking for things. And as you're passing one of the stalls, one of the shopkeepers leans on an elbow, looks at you and says, "A bone bird, eh?"
Oh, yeah. This is Iris. Say hello.
Hello, Iris. Pleasure to meet you. I can't say as I've seen anything like that before.
Well, I mean, she's very smartly dressed today, so it may be very different than the bone birds you're used to.
You are probably completely correct. What in the hells? Hello, Fateful Encounters, and welcome. Good to have y'all here. Yes, they're currently on a shopping trip in the Wide, in Baldur's Gate, as you do.
And don't worry, she's not from the Hells. She's from here.
Oh, well, I mean, a bone bird, that is certainly a question, isn't it? Yes. I have a weird question for you, kid. My sister, right, she makes odd magical knickknacks.
Oh.
And I wasn't thinking I was going to be able to do anything with this one because but you want some bird boots?
Bird boots. I mean, that's more of a question for her. You should be asking her.
I'm terribly sorry. Lady Iris. Would you be interested in a pair of bird boots?
And she'll hop onto the shop counter.
And he's like, I'll take that as a yes. Wait here 1 second. And he disappears in behind a flap and then comes out holding a pair of crocheted boots that look just like this.
They really match. They really complement her flower. That's nice.
They certainly do. And my sister, right? She's special, touched by the gods, and they have magical silence woven into them to help make birds walk around quieter. I think a bird woke her up at 3 a.m. jumping around. And she decided that she wanted to make bird boots. So she made bird boots. And now I'm passing them along to you.
Well, Iris, you want them? Oh, yes. Okay.
Excellent. And he will pass you the little bird boots.
Awesome. And then I will help Iris get into the little bird boots.
They are freaking adorable.
And she can't take them off.
First, bird boots.
Is that our new swear?
They can only
Bird
dance.
Bird boots.
Iris can only dance when the boots are on.
Oh no.
You know, as you do.
But at least it's quiet.
So yes, for those playing along at home, one of our wonderful viewers created burb boots, burb socks, excuse me, for
the bird failed a stealth check because it's skeletal and it was like clack, clack, clack. And so now.
Really like, oh, that's good to know for Iris.
Yep.
Fucking rusty.
Advantage on stealth checks.
Yep.
I think maybe I should just negate the disadvantage on stealth checks.
We will see how it works out.
I'm gonna get socks for Rusty.
Nerf
now.
Iris.
Rusty's gonna like have socks on his hands and he's gonna be like,
I changed my mind. I want to go shopping for a pet instead. This is getting ridiculous.
The next Unearthed Arcana is going to be about how OP'd skeletal birds are.
Cool. And so he waves at you. Well, enjoy the rest of your day with your smartly dressed bird.
Doesn't cost anything?
When the gods make things align like that, kid, I don't question it.
Okay. Thanks.
Have a good one.
and I will take one of the peonies and pass it off to him as I continue my walk through the market looking for the books.
All right, and he puts the peony into his hat as you walk away. So it takes you a little bit of looking, because what you're looking for in particular is, well, very particular.
Mm-hmm.
But after about an hour and a half of walking around, you're starting to get a bit tired, but you also spot a bookshop that looks like it might have what you're looking for.
Walk on up and just like mosey up next to if there are other people by the stall, and just casually take it in as I begin to peruse and see if they have any titles or content that would revolve around unsolved deaths or mysterious diseases.
Okay. After a little bit of looking around, you see a little. I mean, it's a single shelf of basically unsolved murders and forensic television books. Whatever the equivalent in Faerun would be. I am not smart enough to make this up at the moment.
Okay. Noting the having found some of this content now, I will eliminate any of the books that Candlekeep has given me, because I feel like there may have been some crossover.
There is.
And look at ones in particular in which causes of death began with rashes and ultimately ended out in like pustule and infection that basically came out purple or blue in color.
At some point, you're going to message me and tell me what exactly you're thinking about here. All right, so you flip through. Roll me a straight d20.
Can I use
No,
investigation?
Wuya was a follower of Nurgle.
I mean, isn't Nurgle more green?
Yeah. But, putrefaction in general.
No, this is going to be a straight luck roll, basically.
Okay, cool.
As it is not a large shelf.
Okay, 13.
Okay, you're able to find two books that might have what you're looking for. And as you pull them down to flip through them, one of them does have some cases of what you're looking for.
And the one that I'm looking at, Ouya just like eyes just kind of go a little wide and just like starts to sink into the book and just, unless someone disturbs him, will continue to read through the cases.
Mm-hmm. So you're standing there and reading for about 5 minutes or so, and then someone it's not harshly, but nudges your shoulder.
Excuse me.
Yes, young man.
Sorry, I'm just
It's a
reading.
store, not a library, urchin.
Yeah, basically.
Sorry, just reading and getting a little absorbed. Hi.
Hello. This is my stall. You seem to be very interested in that particular book.
Yes, I am. How much is it?
2 gold. 2 gold.
Okay. I will put down 2 gold and I will leave him with the whole bouquet of flowers.
Okay, and he'll just look at them.
As I clutch onto this book in my arms and just start to find a corner to read.
Okay. Out in this area, it's not too difficult to find a semi-private corner to like sit down in a door stoop and read for a bit.
And yeah, it is just obsessive, just barreling through all the information I can.
Okay.
Origin, we established Bestiary, so just like cases, location, any threads of connection between the folks.
Okay. We will leave you there studying that then.
Okay. And I will write that out for you.
Yes, please do. I'm very interested in what the thread here is. We will return to Odila and to Lester standing. Lester, what disguise did you take on?
The one from last night.
Okay.
So I just, step behind the stall.
But in a way that Odila would know it's you, or no?
No. Although this guy probably stands out a little bit in the wide because he looks probably poorer.
Does he look like someone who would like a mint julep?
No.
Or
But it's probably pretty obvious to Odila who's watching the stall, over time.
Okay.
All right. Odila, make me a perception check, please.
That would be a dirty 20.
Okay. So over the 2 hours, you're watching Amber Dune books, and the young men that you talk to, are you making any attempt to not be seen by them?
Yeah. So like Odila has like a pretty long background as a PI, and a lot of that has been like pretty stealthily doing like stakeouts, and so she would have kind of tried to hide herself or make it, not obvious that they're being watched.
Okay, roll me a stealth check at advantage then.
Okay.
Since you have so much experience with this.
That would be a 23.
Okay. So you're keeping watch over this particular stall, and you're doing it in the way that a PI would do, like circling the area, not ever really super standing still, but looking like you're part of the mill. And as you're watching, the young man who you had been talking to leans over and whispers something to Corval, and they seem to have actually a little bit of an argument. And she like the only word that you can think of is bristle, like when a cat gets their back up a little bit, and just like looks at him, and he like shrinks down in front of her and is like kicks a rock and then steps away, not quite looking at her.
Okay.
Whatever that was, she just won.
Got it.
Does he leave the stall?
No, he stays at the stall. He's still working, at least for the moment. And then over the course of the 2 hours, another couple of people arrive at the Amber Dune books who they all look very similar in like they don't quite look like family, not like immediate family, but they look like they could all be distant relatives. They all have the same light brown skin. They all have dark hair. Some of them seem to have lighter color eyes, but they run the gamut. And there's an older man and a younger girl come and take over for the young man who was running the stall, and he and Corvallo leave.
Okay.
When they leave, I will come up behind Adila and say, if you want to go, I'll stay.
Right. Okay. So she'll look, see him in disguise, immediately like put two and two together that this is Les, and she'll give a nod, and she'll tail the two that just left.
Okay.
It wasn't so much the accent as it was the smell of alcohol.
The mint julep travel.
Alter self doesn't work on your kidney.
Oh, yeah, unfortunately it does not. Let me see. Give me a stealth check, please.
Okay. Oh, that is a 14. Maybe we add a 6 to that.
Got some inspiration.
Yes.
Here's our inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, didn't help much. 15.
All right. So you're following these two, the young man and Corvallo, and they don't seem to notice your presence. The young man is sulking, and Corvallo is determined, I think, is probably the best word that you can think of for her. If you're watching her, she has the set shoulders and the stride of someone who has made a decision and is going to go through with whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna keep following enough at a distance to not be noticed. She just wants to make sure they're not trying to steal away somewhere, and she'll keep an eye on them.
Okay. So you follow them actually out of the upper sitting and down into the Blackgate district. There's a couple of signs around that indicate this is the district that you're coming into, and you remember that they had indicated that was where their lodgings were, whereas in the Blackgate district.
Okay. Are they going to the address that they had given us before?
They are.
Interesting. Okay.
Also, for those keeping track, the party is now split 4 ways.
Yep.
And for those of you at home, we've been raided by somebody else. So thank you, Fateful Encounters, and thank you to
NPC Voices, which is a fantastic name for a.
Yes.
I need to come take a master class from you lot, because I'm terrible at NPC voices.
You know, if we were called NPC Voices, there would just be 2 of us.
It's like Milli Vanilli.
I still hold that 2 accents is the best name for this group.
Yep.
Anyway, so enter #chaos. We're going to do a giveaway because I enter #chaos into the chat for a chance to win a set of Birds of Paradise dice. Do it now.
As the man of at least 10 voices, I'm offended. And James is the man of 100 voices.
That's why I said I need to take a master class from them. I've cast no aspersions on the other GMs in this group.
I once had 4 accents in 1 sentence, and thus
it was
born
impressive.
Jensen.
And you couldn't recognize any of them.
Yeah.
But they all sounded kind of Russian.
I don't need to cast aspersions when he does it on himself just fine. So yes, you follow them to that hovel. It is a rundown location. It doesn't look like a place that people really should be living.
Yeah. Odila kind of looks around and grumbles, and knowing that the whole group knows that we're supposed to meet at this address at the end of the day, and knowing that Les is still back at the book stall to continue that watch, she has kind of just resigned herself to the fact that she's stuck down here for the rest of the day doing a single watch of this hovel. And so she'll try to get into a spot to, not look too noticeable. And keep a watch throughout the day. I mean, every now and then she might like flag down a little urchin, pass a coin to like have to get her lunch or something. Or if they're like a
coin to your urchin.
Good golly.
They never come back. This is the third one. I'm gonna stab you, kid.
Oh, come on. Odila knows to promise half up front, half when
there we go.
So, roll me a stealth check and a persuasion check.
Okay.
The persuasion check is more important because lunch.
Yeah, I'll do stealth first. Oh gosh. Stealth would be an 11. Not so great.
So the urchins can find you. That's the good news.
I will point out from DM perspective, you do still have 2 points of luck, and you guys have inspiration. Just throwing that out there.
We do have plenty of inspiration, but wait, save the inspiration for lunch.
No, so my persuasion was 22.
Okay.
How much inspiration do we have?
Oh, we got a bunch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, use it.
2, 4, 6, 7.
But if you roll too well on the stealth roll, they won't be able to find you to bring you lunch.
Well, I mean,
they don't have to find her. She finds them. That's why they come back, because it's scary when a woman pops out of nowhere and is like, "Hey, kid, you want to make a quick buck?"
I'll just use an inspiration.
That sounds like a hotel room on a Thursday.
Oh gosh, I am not taking advantage of these inspirations very well. It only got me up to a 12 for my stealth.
Okay. All right.
Obviously a little tired after trekking so much today.
You're hungry.
Yeah.
So, you do get the attention of a couple of urchins, and they're like, "Hey, help me out. I'll pay you now. Pay you half up front. Pay you the rest when you come back." And word spreads.
Damn it.
You're hiding, but the cloud of urchins are around you.
Basically, yes.
Got it.
So yeah, you get your lunch. You also get kids asking, "Hey,
give us a pie, Mom."
So my cousin, they sell tonics, and it'll help you hide better, miss. It looks like you're trying to hide. And kids offering to like bring you a water skin for a couple of copper. Like they're if you've ever been through like some areas of Mexico where the kids just like swarm on you as you're walking through, it's like that.
Yeah. How many kids are there?
There's about they come and go, but there's like a core of 7 or 8.
Okay. She is going to offer each 8 of them 5 copper to leave her alone.
And they consider that for a moment, all looking at each other and counting on their fingers. Yeah, okay.
Got it.
And they scamper away with their newfound riches. And you very distinctly hear a wooden shutter close in the hovel that you are watching.
Mm.
And then 10 more kids come up to get their 5 copper.
No. You send word that they need to spread word to not come back, or bad things happen.
Do not stab the children.
Yeah. She's not trying to, Odila is not trying to, like, eavesdrop. She's just trying to make sure that they don't leave.
Okay.
in any way?
A couple
Might-
hours.
She might every now and then do like a circle or get closer to Hovel just to make sure she can maybe hear that they're still in there and haven't like slipped through some tunnel.
Well, and a couple of hours later, Corvala does come out and seems to be heading back toward the wide, and she like stops and then looks right at you.
I smell a bath bomb.
Dang it. I knew I should have used that Midjula bath bomb on there.
And she looks at you and just raises an eyebrow, looks you up and
Yeah.
down.
She, with dagger in hand.
Well, since you seem intent on staying near us, would you like to walk back with me?
I assume, no offense of the two I don't trust. I think you could do a little more harm than that young man. So, yes, it seems you've grown a tail today.
She just gives you the you know that smile with a little bit too many teeth and doesn't come anywhere near her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
She gives you that smile. Perhaps I have today.
Yeah, so Odila will go back.
And Corvala keeps pace with you, walking on through, and you both show your chits to get back up into the upper city and back to Amberdune Books. And Les, you see the strangest damn thing. Odila's walking right next to Corvala.
I trust her implicitly.
Wait, is Les still there, or have we switched watches by now?
I will not shop in this place. I'll stay on
Oh,
watch the whole
of course,
time.
naturally.
Sabachthani might have gotten back. It depends on if she was successful in getting the information that she was looking for elsewhere.
You said you were all right with doing that off screen?
Yep.
Let's talk about that.
Yep.
But I will tell you that you found what you were looking for.
Great.
And we'll sort the rest of that out as we go.
Great. Yeah. Then having done my shopping and gotten my information, I would probably come back, scan around, not see Odila, and then just pick a spot to hunker down and hang out.
All right. Last chance to get into the giveaway. #chaos. And then you see, as you're hunkered down and waiting, you do see Odila come back with Corvala.
Just the single eyebrow raise and watch, but stay where I am.
Excuse me. Make me a stealth check. Oh, Bard.
I'm not really trying to hide, to be fair.
Okay.
I will still make it if you'd like me to, but I'm not.
You do not blend into many crowds,
Yeah,
my love.
exactly. I was like, Sabachthani knows that she's gonna stick out like a sore thumb regardless, so she's just being present.
Yeah, and as they return, Odila will probably go up to Sabachthani and just say, it doesn't seem like it is necessary anymore to hide our intentions here of keeping an eye on them.
It seems that you had a fruitful afternoon then?
Well, there was a change of shift and we couldn't let our guest here, or host, I suppose, go unnoticed. So I followed them back. Seems a little less stealthily than I had intended.
Fair enough. Any particular information we should be aware of before this evening, or?
Isn't Corvala there? Or did she go in the
Oh, I would assume that Corvala went back to
Yeah, she went back into the stall once she has seen Odila delivered, and more to the point, made sure that Odila knew that she had been seen. She returns back to her job.
Well, it seems like our destination this evening. Well, let's say Les is not going to be quite pleased with the accommodations.
Well, I would say that I would keep him on his best behavior, but as you've already seen, I have little control over what behavior he has.
Well,
I suppose perhaps I should head back to the hotel. I don't know what you've brought with you, but I may need to be picking up my sword before we go on any further visitations.
Oh, well, I don't leave home without these, and she'll kind of pat the handles of her daggers.
Of course. Any sign, by the way, of my husband? I know he's around here somewhere.
A sign. The question is which face is he wearing at the moment, and that I could not tell you.
Well, he'll make himself known when he feels the need for it, I'm sure. You didn't take either of the children with you, did you?
I thought you had them.
I had one of them for a time. Once he was done shopping, I had adult business to attend to.
Dewey walks by, looking
Adult business.
amazing.
Dewey. I see you've used your time wisely.
That I have. I'm sorry, that I have.
Wow, it may change your voice as well.
The clothes really do make the man, they say.
Yeah, I mean, it really, they really had clothes that matched the cloak that I found. So everything worked out.
Okay, well, that is one child found. Not sure where Wuya is.
Oh, I don't know locate creatures, so I can't find them.
Well, he knows that we're meeting for this dinner, so I'm sure if we don't see him before then, he will probably join us there if he hasn't gotten himself robbed.
What are we? Oh, that's right. Do you know where we're going?
Yes.
Does Wuya know where we're going?
That depends on whether he was nosy enough to take note of the directions that I was given or not. I am assuming that Sabachthani picked up the paper with the directions, unless somebody else declared it.
Would I have been able to see it from the height that it was given to?
So I do recall saying that she gave you directions and then wrote them down. So she both said them and wrote them down to make sure that they were clear. So you would have heard them. Whether or not you remember them is up to you.
With my 20 intelligence, do I remember?
Right. Like, I strongly suspect that you filed it away because it was interesting.
Well, and if you wanted to have had the paper, that is fine, because Sabachthani was not trying to keep it from anyone else. It was more just the...
Oh no, Wuya wouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna just stick around. I have everything I need for this evening. You can go ahead and get yourself back to the hotel.
I do think I should freshen up, and I may need to go make some discreet inquiries before this evening. So
At this point, an urchin runs up and says, some guy gave me a silver to come over here and tell you all that he was going to follow in disguise when you went.
thank you, Sugar. That's very helpful.
Yeah, he also said you were going to give me a silver.
Did he? That's
Yeah.
very presumptive of him.
Priscilla just pokes very gently at the urchin with her dagger.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, you do what?
This poor kid is like, ah! And like runs off.
She'll like take the dagger, put it up to just maybe the arm, and just the tiniest of pricks.
The kid runs off, going like, this lady stabbed me.
No, but how did an urchin get up to the wide?
Pretty
It was
much,
not.
pretty much anyone can come up to the wide for the day.
Oh, okay.
Well, I suppose I should get moving.
Not least because as the kid is running away screaming, there's some guards who've taken notice of that particular yell.
Sabachthani will kind of notice the guards and sort of give them her best, it's the exasperated mom face of just you know how kids are, right? Overreacting, and just sort of shake her head and nod to Adilla and sort of take off in a rather flamboyant way so that all of the attention is drawn to her in case Odila wants to kind of like slip into a more discreet.
Give me a persuasion check, please.
Something I'm actually good
Performance?
at.
I was gonna go with performance, but she's trying to persuade them to pay attention to her and believe what she had to say in interpretive dance form.
Yeah. That is an unnatural 20.
Okay, so the guards looked like they were about to like seriously pay attention to this kid screaming about a woman stabbing him, and then they catch your eye and they notice that the teenager's standing next to you, and then they're just like, yeah, okay, we know how kids are, and they relax and move on about their business.
Odila will slip away grumbling to herself. Well, I was under the impression that only certain people get up to the wide. It's not
I
my
thought it was more exclusive. They'll let anybody in this place now.
But yes, Sabachthani will leave with the intention of continuing her information gathering outside of this area in case there's more to be gleaned, but also like swing back by the hotel, change clothes, sword up.
Les, do you follow her?
No. I was under the impression I'm waiting until we're leaving.
Okay.
For the whole thing.
All right. Sabachthani, can you roll me 2 persuasion checks, please?
Sure. Sorry.
We do have inspiration.
No, though they were both really high. I'm continuing to burn all of my high rolls on this stuff, unfortunately.
At a certain point, if they're all high, you're not burning them. Just...
Bert's Paradise is being very good to me tonight.
Until you get the nat 1 on the death check.
That's what I'm afraid of. Anyway, that's 23 and a 25.
Okay, so you are checking around and you're chatting with the people on the subject that you and I discussed.
We can do that on screen if you want to. I was just saving you time if you don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
You want to message about it.
So yes, you were looking for more information about the mysterious deaths.
Yes.
And you chat with the bartender at the Elf Song Tavern first, under the very logical assumption that a lot of the bartenders hear a lot of things.
Yes.
And you chat him up, and with you as your very persuasive, bardic, beautiful self, he is charmed out of his socks, and he tells you that a couple of people had come into the Elf Song Tavern who had been working as guards that the previous night, and they had actually been the ones to find one of the bodies. And he tells you that they work the night shift, so they're probably asleep right now, but he does give you information on how to get a hold of them if you are interested in continuing that line of persuasion, that line of discussion, rather.
Excellent. Great. File that away. Go up, change clothes, get my weapons, get ready to meet everybody else.
All right. Is there anything else that anyone else would like to do before that evening?
Dewey's just gonna wait for Wuya at the book stand.
If anyone peruses the wide in any way, I mean, Wuya isn't hiding, but he will be deep into that book as much as he can get in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Not keeping track of time either.
So you are deep in that book for several hours. And the only thing I think that pulls you out is someone is moving around a garbage skip near you. And it's very loud, very smelly. And the person is not terribly careful about where they're swinging it. So they almost hit you a couple of times.
Excuse me. I'm here.
Yep, so you are, kid.
I will look directly at this person. and I will cast Cause Fear on them.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Which will be a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Hang on, I have to pull up a sheet.
We're
This
never
is,
gonna make it to dinner.
20th level ex-adventurer. I think they've got a pretty good wisdom.
Okay. Okay. What's the DC on that?
15.
Okay. This man looks at you, and for a second you see like a flash of fear in his eyes for just a split second, and then he's just like, "I've seen hella worse than you, kid."
I'm a garbage man in Baldur's Gate, damn it. I've seen things you can only imagine.
And then Ouya will just look at him and be like, be careful where you swing that, okay?
You're in my area, kid. This is where I do my work.
And I'm reading.
Good for you. Go
If you
find a
interrupt me again, I will kill you.
Go find a library, kid.
I will continue to sit there and read.
Okay, he's not going to try to miss you with the garbage skip.
Very well.
He's not like deliberately trying to hit you, but he's also doing his work and moving a lot of things around.
But yeah, that will, one day Ouya's spells will actually fucking work, but today is not that day. Because apparently geese and humans cannot be cause feared on.
This one happened to roll high. I will say that.
We've done a number on Gordo. That's
It's true.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm terrified right now.
He's all the way back in Candlekeep, and he just suddenly is like, "What?"
He shudders.
Yeah.
Just
And since the garbage man is there and being very disruptive, it will be a few moments before Ouya just closes the book and walks away. And before doing so, like getting within a range of 60 feet, he will also cast Mind Sliver just as he's walking away.
okay.
Intelligence saving throw.
Didn't you want to run for an all-evil party?
You know, I wasn't informed that all of you were playing evil classes. Ha! Nat 20, sir.
Son of a bitch.
Thank you, Ben, for these wonderful
whoa.
dice that you gave me.
The garbage man just looks at you. I haven't
No,
smelled
he would
anything.
just feel like a prick in his brain, and that's about it as I walk away.
You know? So yeah, he kind of like twitches for a second and then goes back to work.
Note to
Yeah,
self:
and-
don't mess with the garbage man.
Garbage men in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, as Ouya walks around, he'll see Dewey standing by Amber Dune and just walk over and just kind of silently just hug the book and stand next to him.
Hey,
Hey,
you found a book.
yeah, very interesting read. Where are the others?
I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah.
I mean, Odilla's there. You can see Odilla.
Hiding though.
Oh, she's hiding, yeah.
She's hiding. You're disguised. I'm gone.
What time did they say we were going? 45 after sunset?
Yeah.
What time is it right now? Looks up in the sky.
So it is getting toward dusk, and with all of the adventures that all of you have been on today, you haven't noticed much of the passage of time. I imagine a couple of you are hungry at this point. But it is definitely edging toward dusk, and some of the stalls around you are beginning to close up shop, including in front of you, Amber Dune Books.
Maybe we should head to the hotel first. The inn.
I don't think we're gonna get actual food there. Should we grab like something here real quick?
Yeah. Did you see any stalls when you were walking around?
Oh, I saw someone like steaming some potatoes. Those are really tasty.
Cool. Yeah. Let's go.
Just like go grab some sweet potatoes, and I'll buy one for me and Dewey as well.
Yeah, and they're like a copper each.
Cool.
potato on a stick, my lord.
Meat pie, sir.
No, just sweet potato. Very good in starch. Good for the blood sugar.
The
you.
what now?
Sweet potato. Let's go, dude. I am having a very low patience day. Let's go.
All right. So I don't know where I don't know where we're going.
She already said the directions. Let's go. And then I will start walking in the direction.
Wait, is it it's the end of the day they close?
Yeah.
Yeah, at that point, Odila would have rejoined the group,
Okay.
ushered them. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Odila. Did you get anything to eat? As I'm eating sweet potato.
You did have a very nice lunch. A very filling lunch.
Yeah, those urchins.
Get a better dinner.
You know, I think we better get a move on. It seems like we have an appointment.
Mm-hmm. It has a pretty sweet glaze on it. It's pretty nice.
I'm not quite hungry at the moment, but thank you. Ooh, yeah.
And I
Okay,
guess
I don't think we're gonna have dinner, by the way. I think we're going to be dinner, but who knows?
I'll just follow down when Corvala goes down.
All right. Yeah. Corvala came and went over the course of the day. It seemed like she checks in on the stall every couple of hours or so. And so sentences, words, things. But she is there to help tear down. And they don't use Tensor's floating disc. There's a couple of strong young men who are hauling the bookcases and walk. They are very easy to follow. You can follow them with no problem whatsoever.
I definitely would just want to watch that and relish the fact that it's not me.
Man, yeah, and you do so.
You know, do I have any spells that I could totally waste making that heavier for no reason other than to burn
We
spells?
are terrible people. It really is.
You know, I did not expect to be running for a party of all evil characters. I did not expect the demonic bard to be the most moral.
Yeah, how did I become the moral compass of the group, you guys?
Okay, so I don't have
Jesus.
anything. Okay, I have
It had
grease,
nothing to do
but
with this.
that's not what I want to do.
We just got raided again.
This is
Yeah.
Woo! Thank you guys
Dr.
for the
Fauci
raid.
Clinic, welcome.
Ow.
Cheers.
So did they make a deal with like Rembrandt? Who would be the devil's favorite painter?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean,
It's Goya, obviously.
well, yeah, Goya has a lot of the.
Which one was the one that had all the screaming people?
Which
Yes.
one?
Which one had all the scream? You just described an entire genre of medieval art.
Well, I was gonna say basically any Renaissance painter was the devil's favorite because
Yeah.
they were all like, you know, hedonistic, homoerotic, middle fingers to the Pope. So
Sounds good to me.
There was
Sorry,
the guy who painted all the little devils.
anyway, let me know when the rest of the party shows up to meet me because I'm just lurking in a back alley going, I told them 45 minutes after sundown. Not a single one of them is here.
They do arrive anon. First you see the group of the booksellers coming in carrying these bookshelves, and there's clearly like a practiced rhythm to this. Like one of them runs ahead, opens the door, they place them in very particular places. Like you can kind of lean and see where they're putting them in the hovel. And there are these open spaces that are meant for these bookshelves. And a few moments later, your party comes trippingly along.
Cool. I'm gonna wait for them to pass where I'm hiding, and then I'm just gonna silently step in behind them.
Your party, make me a stealth. Then make me a stealth check.
Wait, We're making stealth checks?
No, I think
I
Sabachthani
believe
is making
Sabachthani is
one.
making.
I sent you my stealth check.
Thank you.
Poor
Sorry,
David.
I did all of this while I was waiting to see what the rest of the party was going to do. So
Okay. Sorry, I don't always check the Discord chat.
nope, that's fine.
Yeah. You slip in just fine, and none of your party see you.
Delightful.
Because
And
no
then
one's
I'll-
because no one's actively looking, so I'm using your passives.
I'll go back to myself. Who stabs a little boy?
I knew it was you. No, Odila would be like, Les, maybe you should try to choose disguises that blend in a little bit more with the class.
No, I paid a boy
Oh.
to go and tell you all.
You paid a boy, and then you had the nerve to try to get me to double pay him? Who do you think I am? My brother?
Oh wait, he asked for
As I
more
sit
money.
behind you. Yes, he asked for more money.
Oh well, then you should have stabbed him.
Are we going to go find out what these fine people are offering for dinner, assuming it is not us?
Yes, let's get
Lead
down.
on,
Get
ladies.
this over with.
Somebody said they were a llama. What's a llama?
Lamia.
Llamas
It's-
have really long necks and are furry.
Okay, so they looked human to me.
Be careful.
I will
They
say
spit at
whatever
you.
a lamia is. Well, I don't know if Odila would know what that is.
Roll me a history check.
Do they not have? Isn't it? Would it be knowledge something? Or?
Not in this system.
Yeah, it'd be
Well,
history or raw int.
I just rolled a base 2, so I don't think anything's gonna get me.
Probably not.
You say history, Tiana?
Yes.
Damn it, it was cocked. It was, oh, there it is, nat 20 finally.
Ooh.
So 27.
You had to have one of them. So yeah, you know a lot about lamias, obviously. They are, I mean, they're basically sphinxes
Mhm.
when you break them down to their base,
And we all will.
as you do. Sorry, my internet appears to be freezing.
Your picture's frozen, but we can
We
hear
hear
you.
you.
Yeah.
Cool. That's something. This computer, I
Let
swear
me
to God.
prep the
Oh, thanks.
You froze in a decent position at least.
Yeah,
That's something.
Yeah.
yeah. It's not like the person who freezes like.
I'm just waiting to see if what my computer decides to do at this point.
Start smoking.
It might.
I think
You
just
know, it's
keep
been a
going.
long
We'll see what
day,
happens.
okay? You just need
Theater of the
relax.
mind.
Theater of the mind. Cool. Yeah. Lamias are basically sphinxes. They are obsessive predators and some of the best at what they do. My sheet froze, so I can't really look at it at the moment. I apologize.
So
Are
we
they-
might truly be dinner then, is what you're saying.
It is possible if there is a lamia in there.
Are they still excellent mimics?
Let me look. Yes, they are very excellent mimics. They can cast a disguise self at will, which we would know with a nat 20 on that roll.
Mhm. I will relay that information to everybody quietly. That we may be dealing, I mean, if the other person was a lamia, the other ones may be of non-humanoid sort as well.
Oh, they're certainly not fully human. Not sure what else they are, but they're not fully human. Lamias. Hate them. They come from the demons.
Yeah, I
Mm.
think I'm gonna cast mage armor before we go in there. I think that's
Seems
Is he
like
talking to his book again?
probably.
Is it time? Is it time? More protection? It's even better because I can't see your faces.
Yes. Did I cast a spell already today?
You
Yeah, you cast detect
did.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was my special thing. So
That was
I
your
didn't
special
use a
thing.
spell slot. So I will use my first spell slot on mage armor.
All right. And your mage armor settles about you, making you feel a little bit warm and protected. As Book says, there we go.
That's not creepy at all.
All right. I pull out a dagger. No, I put it back because it's not polite. Going to someone's house with the dagger drawn.
Don't tell Odila that.
Gonna say.
That's our standard housewarming gift.
Wuya, because you rolled so well on that history check, you would know that Lamias tend to have jackal wares as their servants or slaves, whichever you prefer.
That will also be relayed to the party, and yeah.
So is a jackal ware a jackal that was bit by a person? Or is it a person that was bit by a jackal?
I think it's a little rabbit that has
That's
antlers.
a jackalope, sweetheart.
Those aren't real.
Well, they're more real than an almirage.
Because, like, if I'm a jackal and I get bit by a person, well, that's just very confusing.
I think what we're really overlooking the fact here is that Wuya is a font of information, and we should really thank him
It's a very
for
smart
having.
corsage you have there.
Thank you.
Pardon me, that's
yeah.
a boutonniere.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'll put a boot in here.
thank you. Iris really likes flowers. Anyway, let's keep our wits about us.
Right. Well, I will just say Corvala did have a pretty good sense of smell, let's just say.
That
Oh, the bath bomb.
seems to fit with what Wuya has just informed us of.
Yep.
Well, then let us be jackal wary.
Indeed. Shall I knock, or shall we assume that they are probably just standing by the door waiting for an opportune moment to open it, since we have been standing here talking?
One should always knock.
I will go up to the door and knock.
And a moment later, the door opens. It creaks in the way that a door will creak when it hasn't been oiled in a while. And the young man that Odila ran across earlier is standing there looking very nervous.
Good evening, sugar. We're here for our little chat.
I was told there was dinner.
Right. Yes. Yes. Corvallo said to bring you to her office, and dinner will be ready soon. Promise. It's stew, and you can actually smell stew in the house. I'm gesturing
Good
like you
man,
can see
Stu.
me.
You might want to just turn your video on and then off again real quick and see what happens.
No,
You try turning it on or off again.
the whole computer has locked down.
Ah.
Okay.
It's amazing that the computer's locked down and yet you still have.
I am genuinely impressed that it has stayed up like this. I try to click on other things and it won't let me switch between things.
I
Okay.
mean, not to dictate your stuff, but should we bring ourselves to a pause then, lest we risk your computer fully crashing?
Honestly, I think that this would be a good point to end for the night anyway, since two of us have to be up at stupid o'clock.
Yes.
Yes.
Also that. We can end with us all giving each other shady looks as we step into this equally shady building where nothing bad will happen at all.
Not at all. Thomas, would you mind ringing us out?
Hold on, I'm gonna look at
Yes.
the roll 20 and see if there's a map here.
You can't see it.
That is going to wrap it up for this episode of Swords and Sages. What a cliffhanger, because we're going to be off next week
Right.
because we're working stupid o'clock as well still. So Be sure to tune in probably for a slightly later time for this Saturday's episode of Down Darker Trails. Be sure to follow, subscribe, like. We've got a bunch of followers today. Thank you guys. Thank you for the raids.
Yeah, 3 raids. That was great. Thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Those of you who are watching and love watching your live Twitch streamers, all of our content is on YouTube and podcast, except the board games. Those are YouTube only. So you can go check that out at youtube.com/questschaos. And we're going to raid somebody, and then we're going to jump over to our after show recording, which is for our patrons. If you want to be a
And
patron.
Tiana will have the same expression on her face the whole time.
So our patrons help us with the tavern upkeep. So we appreciate every bit of it. So I'm going to hit this button over here, and we're going to go away and do stuff. So I'm going to hit this button. I'm going to find somebody to raid, and hopefully it's cool. Give them lots
Goodbye,
of
friends.
emotes.
Yep.